Hello and welcome to the Platt Arena.
High fly ball. Jim, that one's back. That's out of here.
Catch and fire. It's on the. He made it! Oh my God!
The win tonight to give the Foresters a 500 record on the season. Abdul, what do the Foresters need to do to get that 500 record?
Tonight they got to win the game, Carson. They definitely got to win the game. They got to stay focused, stay communicated, and not lose focus on this game.
All right, we'll be right back. After a prayer and national anthem, we'll be back with the first set of this game.
The biggest thing that has shocked me about the program is the appeal the program has across the country. We recruit kids and get kids from all over. We've had kids from Florida, Maryland, Hawaii, California, Washington. We've got several recruits coming up from Texas and Louisiana. Men's team, women's team, it doesn't matter. Everybody is really a close-knit type group. If they do fall behind in classes, they absolutely have to come to us, find them tutors, we'll find somebody on the team that can help them with classes, and we will make any and all necessary things and adjustments for them to catch up on their studies. Any player that's gone through this program in the past is just as much part of our family group now as they were when they bowled. And that is something that's really special and different about our program from a lot of other programs.
Home run for right fielder Adrian Perez.
Perez started playing baseball at a young age, where he fell in love with the sport. Then, when he made it to high school, everything changed.
When I was a junior, this guy saw me in Florida playing, and he asked me if I want to stay in Florida for better education and find like a scholarship or something in the USA.
This was an offer that Perez and his
And welcome back inside Platt Arena. As we get the lineups here this evening, a couple players to look out for at home. Right now we're looking at Jenny Takasik for the Foresters, sitting number 1 in D1 volleyball in total serve aces with 43. She's kept that record for a couple weeks, and obviously she wants to expand on it, Abdul. And then also we need to look at Paige Eckwright, right now sitting at 16th in Division 1 in total kills. Now, Abdul, early in the season against the Roosevelt University Lakers, Paige Eckwright hit a milestone and crossed 500 kills in her career in her senior year. But tonight, she's just 10 kills away from 700. Milestone we can perhaps see in this first half. Abdul, what do you want to see from the Foresters tonight?
From the Foresters tonight, Carson, I gotta say I want to see nothing but effort, nothing but communication, and nothing but focus. Like I said before we went on break here, Carson, I definitely and I need to see intensity with this team. Last game they had it, but they just, it was a fluke, honestly. Well, not a fluke, excuse me, but it was unfortunate of a misturn of events for them last game. But if they kept the intensity and they came out stronger instead of waiting until last set, it would have been different. But like you said, Paige Eckwright is somebody to look at in this game, so we'll see what she can do and if she can break that milestone tonight.
And absolutely, Foresters sitting on a 2-game losing streak. As you mentioned it previously, lost to Grace, kind of fell apart after a controversial call on the court, and then they lost to the number 4 ranked Indiana Wesleyan University. Indiana Wesleyan undefeated still. They are a tough team and a tough act to follow. Yeah. So we're going to have to see how these Forester team bounce back from that loss. As aforementioned, we're seeing that the Foresters have, like I said, lost 2 games, but are just sitting right below 500, and a win tonight can get them to that 500 mark, which will be a good spot for them. Right now in the Crossroads League, Goshen sitting at the bottom, and they have yet to win a Crossroads League matchup. Abdul, for the Goshen Maple Leafs, what do they have to do to win this evening to get their first Crossroads League win?
Well, they got to do something for sure. They definitely can't keep doing what they've been doing, obviously. But tonight, I think if they come out with some intensity and, you know, they just fight for this game, it might be theirs. Like, you never know what's going to happen. Just make it a fair game and put some intensity, put some effort into the game, man. Have fun out there. That's all that matters, and that's all I can say.
And the Foresters currently sitting at 6 in the Crossroads League. So, you know, once again, they're tournament eligible right now, and they need to keep that up. This week, the Foresters have had quite a few challenges playing St. Francis, who is currently receiving votes. And we're just 2 days away from them playing Manchester. And then on the 9th, they got Bethel before going to a tournament. So obviously they're busy. As we see Burdensteiner going back for the first serve of this match. She walks up to it and she hits it over. Goshen Maple Leafs are going to return it. And just missed there.
Yeah, that was a misturn of events right there, honestly. If she came up a little bit earlier, and honestly, if she just kept with it, I think she wanted to, but she just misplaced her power.
That was Breckbill, just barely missed that. As Bridenstiner goes back again. And that'll be another set. It hits off the net, and the Foresters starting off strong here, and they're obviously excited. Brushed up against the net. Bernsteiner going back again.
Yeah, Carson. Goshen not really showing enough intensity right now, but we'll see if that changes throughout. And, of course, they keep the ball cradling up here. Looking for another kill, number 14.
And just out of bounds there. That was Haley Pennington. Yeah. Just hit it out of bounds. Foresters up early, 3-0.
It's unfortunate that had happened.
Of course. Nonetheless, the Foresters go back to the line. Bernsteiner goes up in the air.
Again, Goshen doing a nice job of volleying the ball here.
And there we go. The Foresters get the point. My apologies. The Maple Leafs get their first point of the game. Nagel not there, did not have the angles. We see Butler come onto the court. Obviously a leader on this team.
Arian Butler for sure was a great impact on the game, on their last outing game here.
We're seeing the Goshen Maple Leafs just hit the serve, and Butler and hits it over. Nonetheless, the Maple Leafs just can't quite get a hand on it. We saw Richie there, long. She kind of hit it back with number 13, Coles. My apologies, that would be Breckenbill. She obviously was struggling there. Coach Herbert giving the signal on where the serve is going. Hits it over, and that'll be out of bounds. Jenny Takasik on a rare miss on the serve. Number 12 for the Goshen Maple Leafs. There's Cole. She comes into the game now.
And now on the serve, Taylor at ace.
And that'll be out of bounds. Eesh cannot get it in. Now Paige Eckwright going to the line. Eckwright runs up. She goes airborne. We're going to see the Maple Leafs throw it around. Back over to Butler. Butler keeps it alive. Kosick. Missed kill there. Bynum at the front of the net. Hits it over. Butler keeps it in the air. That thing flies to Kosick. Eckwright going for the kill. Hits it over. Stopped there by the Maple Leafs.
And now Maple Leafs now going in for the kill.
And Butler gets a hit. Just misses it. 5-2.
Great kill there for the Maple Leafs there. They were able to just position that ball right, get the foundation, and get the passing.
A couple
Very
substitutions coming in for the Maple Leafs. They're obviously playing quick. Coop takes the floor for the Maple Leafs as we see Yance going back to the line. Just in front of her, Clark, as she runs a little bit sideways to the Crossroads League logo and hits it over. Takasik keeps it alive. Here goes Metz with a kill just off the hands of a couple Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs go airbound. Nonetheless, Butler gets under it. Butler goes to Eckwright. Eckwright hits it over. Stopped by the Maple Leafs again. Eckwright keeps it alive. Goes over. And there we go. Another great stop. We have a great volley going here as we see the ball hit over again. Butler goes low with it. She gets it. Takasik hits it over to Metz. Metz keeps it alive. Woo! And we're going to see the Maple Leafs keep returning it. Metz. Eckwright gets it down and a goal, airborne into the scoreboard. Nonetheless, Forrester pointing after a great volley. Abdul, what did you see there?
Honestly, I saw consistency right there. You know, I got to say I saw communication, and I saw right placement at the right time, Carson. I saw right placement at the right time.
Ari Butler going back to the line.
See if they could do that same play again in this one.
Maple Leafs going low with it. Butler keeps it alive off of a jump. Eckrite sends it over to Metz. Metz goes for it. It'll stay inbounds. Clark returns it.
Great
Metz
block
keeps it
there for the
alive.
Foresters.
Kosick. Eckrite. Down and not. Clark did not have the angle, and that'll be a Forrester point. 7-3.
Aaron Butler now on the serve.
That's right, Abdul. Ari Butler going back with it on her second serve of this evening. She hits it up, goes over. Clark is there to catch it. And Butler with a...
Almost. She was a beautiful dive there. Great effort, great wanting it. She stayed hungry, but it just didn't go her way, and that's okay. She showed that she wanted it, you know, and that's all that matters, the effort, honestly. You make that effort, imagine. Those plays are going to go your way at some point.
Absolutely, we're going to see Richie go back with it. As a great block there, Ari Butler keeps it alive. Leadership yet again. Forrester hits it over, and that'll stay out of bounds.
That was a beautiful kill there by Lewis, I believe.
It was Lewis, but she could.
Though it was out of bounds, I mean,
She was right there.
It was, exactly. It was right there, Carson.
Richie back to the line. She hits it up. And
Ooh. Yeah, that
appears
was
to be contact with the net.
I believe they could have let that ball go, and it would have been a kill. But
nonetheless,
they touched the net.
Maple Leafs back in it all of a sudden. Richie back to the line. She goes airborne far behind the line. Nonetheless, Eckrite's there. And woo!
Lindsay Ingenito was there for that kill.
Ingenito just right there ready for it, as we see Ramel coming to the game. She goes right back to the line. She's one of those specialties you see on the Foresters where you can have when you have this big team. They just send girls out there to serve and then sit back down.
Awesome.
Now, nonetheless, Ramel stands still to hit it. And that's going to stay out of that'll be out of bounds. A little bit of confusion there with the officials. Nonetheless, Foresters still on top, 9-6. Ramel hits it back over. Clark is there to retrieve it.
Clark doing a great job here as well. Ooh.
And that still is out of bounds. Ari Butler with the effort. 10-6. Foresters staying on the hunt. Ramel gets a piece of the net. Sends it over to Yuntz. Yuntz hits it over to, let's see, Metz goes with a kill, and it'll be back down. Metz is excited. She gives credit where credit is due. Ingenito, and that'll be a timeout. Abdul, 11-6. What can the Maple Leafs do to get back into this?
Well, intensity, man. I mean, it all starts with your attitude. If your attitude's bad when you get out your bed in the morning, you're gonna have a bad day. You got to come into this game wanting it and wanting to play hard. And right now, Foresters are just playing a little bit harder than the Maple Leafs.
Absolutely, and right now we're seeing Maple Leafs got back into it. The Foresters are on a 5-0 run right now, Abdul, and also on Paige Eckrite's her journey to 700 kills on her season. She's got 2 already this game. We're down to 692 for her. So honestly, hoping she's on pace right now to get that 700th kill, a milestone in any career. And Abdul, when you look at Paige Eckrite's story, you know, she was diagnosed with cancer on her first day at college and did not miss a game her freshman year. That takes heart. That takes passion. What else do you see from Eckrite that's good tonight?
I see her attitude. Look at her dance right now.
Oh, yeah. She's ready to go.
She's having a great time. You can't stop her. You know, as you said, she came in as a freshman. That takes the grace of God. Coming as a freshman with cancer, diagnosed with cancer, and you still don't miss. That's just love and support. You got to give it to her.
And her team was around her. But Ramel goes to the line now. Ramel hits the Clark. Clark right there. Yuntz gets it. Sends it over to Pennington. Pennington gets it over. Nonetheless, we're going to see Butler with it.
Ooh,
Great stop there.
Save it. And they still.
Ooh. Jenny DeCosta got the angle on it, but just kept it in bounds.
Foresters did a great job to hustle on that play. That's probably the best hustle I've seen by them yet.
And Lauren Nagel takes the floor as Clark goes back to the line to serve. Clark hits it over. Foresters are right there with it. It'll be, woo! Paige Eckrite with another kill.
And Paige doing what she does.
Another substitution coming in. That's number 13. Nicole Flickinger goes another serve specialist. She goes to the line on a little bit of a curve, hits it over right there. And great stop there. That's going to just sail out of bounds. Kosick was there. Nonetheless, just a little bit off as we see more substitutions coming in. Right now, number 5, Allie Rohr.
Nagel doing a great job on that last play to keep the ball up. But though her efforts weren't really capitalized on, it was a good effort to be at the right place at the right time.
We're going to see
Ingenito with another kill.
Ingenito gets it, but nonetheless, Maple Leafs are able to return it. Eckrite runs for another kill. Gets it perfect!
And that right there is what you call a floater.
Yes.
That one basketball, but however.
I don't know. I guess the term still kind of just sat there for a minute. Number 14, Pennington had the angle on it, but just could not get there. As right now we see the Foresters going back to the line again. Bernsteiner hits it over. Maple Leafs return it. We see great stop there. Ball flies high. Eckrite hits it back over, and that'll be way too wide.
Can't blame her there. She didn't get to really
she didn't get the best angle on it.
Yeah, so, but you got to say, I'll give it to her for getting it over.
Absolutely. We're going to see Ingenito come back in as well as Butler. As Pennington back to the line, 13-9, Foresters in command. And just a tap over there by Kosick.
Like over the net here, they're tapping.
Butler goes for the run for it.
By Flickinger.
Eckrite got a good angle on it yet again as we see Pennington.
And here we go. Look at this. Another kill here for Eckrite. Oh, hits her head. Man.
Eckrite kind of sat on her head and kind of bounced around there for a second. She couldn't quite get the angle on it. Kind of just sat there for a minute.
Yeah, I mean.
Does that count as, how many hits does that count? Does that count as a hit? That's the question. Not sure, but Pennington back to the line, closing in this gap. Foresters have gotten 2 points to the timeout. That timeout slowed the roll of the Foresters down.
It's now 13-10 Foresters.
Eckrite for another kill. Gets it!
Eckrite just tapping this ball over, doing a great job of not using too much power.
You could tell the Goshen Maple Leafs were ready for some kind of spike, but they just got it in the kill. Paige Eckrite on the road, 700, has 5 more to go, I believe. Yep, 5 more for her. And the Foresters get another point there.
Yeah, Maple Leafs, they weren't ready for that one. Number 5 there.
It was Rohr. She was unable to hit it over.
Yeah, Rohr not really paying attention on that.
Kosick goes airborne. Clark hits it up.
Beautiful block here for Foresters.
Butler, Kosick.
Lewis with the kill. Oh. That was beautiful right there. You got good to the freshman Lewis there.
As we're going to see Jennings to Kosick going back to the line again. She's going to go airborne, hits it over, and just into the net. That was a floater, and the Maple Leafs capitalize on a point. They're able to go back to the line. As we see number 12, Coles, come into the game, and Clark will sit down. Maple Leafs with the serve. That's going to go wide. Butler ducks to make sure he doesn't get a piece of her.
Yeah, that's right there. Just hitting that ball a little bit too hard there.
Clark goes back in as we see Eckrite go to the line. 5 more from that pivotal 700 mark.
Beautiful serve there by Eckrite.
And Bynum!
Tap error by Bynum, doing a great job there. The defender didn't even know.
Only a freshman coming out of North Central. A lot of potential in her. Eckrite goes back to the line. Coach Herbert with the command. Eckrite hits it low. Returns though, and the great block once again.
Block again by Bynum.
Metz was there too, and Bynum right there, and Bynum hits it over to Metz.
Some miscommunication there. Bynum just tapped it while Metz was ready for it, but hey, it's better to be prepared than sorry. So
Shelby Yance takes the floor and goes back to the line. 18-12, Foresters nipping on the heels of this victory in set 1. That goes right into the net. And Bynum's going to take a seat in favor of Ingenito as Butler goes back to the line. Staying close to the line for her. Going to see She's going to take a step up, just one step, and she floats it over.
Again, now here we go. Another kill for number 6, Marple Lees. Number 6, Coop, doing a great job there of just getting the point there for her team. Score now 19-13.
As we see Richie go back to the line. Gonna see what she can do here. Richie hits it over, hits it to Butler. To Kosick, and a great stop there. Huntington right there with the block, right where she needed to be.
Great attempt there by Lewis, but she wasn't able to get that ball over. The block, like you said, by Marple, just a great block overall.
Richie goes back to the line again, serving it far back yet again, giving her a little bit of extra room. Metz goes for the kill. It's going to be hit over. And the left right there.
Great save
and
there for
she
Marple.
runs out of bounds and comes back in. That will be a Forrester point, 20-14.
Substitution now, Rammel in for Lewis.
Rammel going back to the line, doing her specialty, staying close to the line, probably just one step forward. That's what she will do. She hits it over.
That's the one. Marple here playing a low ball game. Able to keep that ball alive. Great hub by Clark. Forrester's now kicking it over.
Ramel, thank you. We're going to see another great stop there. Eckwright keeps it in the air. It's going to be traveled over. Way out of bounds. Eckwright saw that one coming. Hits off the wall before it even hits the ground. We're going to see Ramel go back to the line. 21-14 Foresters. Hits it back over. We're going to see Jans take it, and then Coop hits it over. Butler there. Eckwright goes for another kill. Way out of bounds yet again.
They're throwing a lot of power into their hits now, Carson. What would you say needs to change?
They need to control the hits a little bit, Abdul. They just need to keep them where they need to be. They're sailing out of bounds too much. They need to keep, if they're going to hit that hard, they need to make sure it stays in bounds.
For sure.
Clark goes back to serve it. Eckwright. Ooh, with a heat on it.
Really
right there.
That net right there. Forrester's keeping the ball alive here. Eckwright now with the kill. Maple Leaf still keeping the ball alive. Here we go. Number 6 now with the kill. Oh, Nagel still able to get that off. Unfortunately, it was just a matter of miscommunication.
It appeared, I think Butler and Metz were afraid of a potential headbutt there.
Yeah.
So they both didn't go for it.
Can't blame them. Rather be safe than sorry.
Clark gets it over a 2-point run. Forrester return it, waiting for that block. Ooh. And woo!
Beautiful. Toss it. Beautiful kill over.
Right where it needed to be, too. She traveled it perfectly right. And all it was yellow ground. Just the...
Nothing but wood.
Nothing but wood. We're going to see the ball hit back over by the Foresters. We're going to see another great Ari Butler putting her body on the line yet again.
Again, some real good kills here.
Eckwright. Too far
just
again.
Over out. Man, if she was just a little bit more in on that kill there, it would have been perfect.
Nonetheless, 22-17. As we see Allie Rohr go back to the line yet again. We're going to see what she can do here. We're going to see Eckwright hit it back over. We're going to see a little bit of issues from the Foresters nonetheless.
Now, beautiful. Eckwright again with another kill. Here we go. Maple Leafs now trying again. Another block there for Foresters. And it will be Maple Leafs point.
As we're going to see Rohr go back to the line. She's going to hit it over to Ramel. Back over. And Janito returns it. Rohr there. Butler keeps it alive, hits it over on the strength of her own arm. Clark down. Aish hits it right into the net. My apologies. She hit it right into the net. Nonetheless, Foresters, they're sitting on the possible win, as we see.
Now, number 8 in for the serve, Brendan Steiner.
Brian Steiner hits it over. See the Maple Leafs go for another kill. Bynum with a block. Breen Steiner's there. Eckrite going for the kill, hits it over right into the arms.
Here we go. Oh, beautiful tap there just by the Maple Leafs. That was a beautiful point there for the Maple Leafs. As they're taking some notes, Paige Eckrite did that in the earlier innings.
We're going to see Pennington back to the line. She hits it over to Butler yet again. Butler's always right there where she needs to be. Eckrite going for the kill. It's going to be blocked. Bynum keeps it alive. Hits it over to Butler. Eckrite going for another kill. Hits it back over. Pennington is there. Clark hits it over to Ritchie. Ritchie keeps it alive. Bynum with a tap, and that'll be a Maple Leafs point. Right now, we're going to see Pennington hit it back over. Kosik, and she's just going to slam it down. East just kind of saw it fly by her, and that'll be match point for the Foresters.
Kosik doing what she needs to do.
Up
here.
4 as we see.
Can't blame her at all, man. The junior on the team, you know, she's definitely looked at as one of the leaders on the team. So she's showing a good job and just showing her role as a leader.
We're going to see the Foresters keep it alive as they go for the kill here. Close it out. They could not do it. Butler did not have the angle on it. Frustration from her nonetheless.
Great kill there, though, for Maple Leafs.
Absolutely. We're going to see Coles come back in for Clark. With Ish at the line. She's going to hit it over. And Forces are right there. Eckrite going to go with the kill to end this one. A little fist tap there to get it over. And Bynum with the block to close out this set. Abdul, what were some of the key moments of the first set that you noticed?
Well, I got to say, I noticed that the Foresters kind of left open spots on the floor, as well as the Maple Leafs as well. But however, I've really noticed that the Maple Leafs weren't as intense as the Foresters are. And if that doesn't change, then this inning might only happen to this set.
Yeah.
This set may only go on for 2 more times. And
yeah. Best of 3 here this evening. Nonetheless, we need to see the Foresters kind of had there was a bit of a momentum shift every time. The Foresters would go on a run, then the Maple Leafs would go on a run, then it was kind of back and forth there for a little bit. So right now, what both teams need to do is one of them needs to find the right run to take. Obviously, the Foresters want to keep on their runs to possibly end up in a 3-0 set and get that 500 record. As we see a little bit of lecturing from the Goshen Maple Leafs to a couple of their players.
I mean, but hands down, Foresters doing a great job taking the lead here and just playing great as a team and, just looking for those or keeping on those spots and just keeping that team chemistry up.
Yeah. What do we need to see from the Maple Leafs for improvement to win this set?
Like I said, Carson, it's all about intensity and your attitude. I feel like the Maple Leafs, their attitude right now it's just not as elevated as Huntington's is. And a matter of fact, I feel as though if their attitude was elevated just a tad bit, they might just be playing a tad bit better as well. However, I can't really change their attitude. But I'm hoping that if they come back out later and towards the end of the game or throughout the game, their attitude should change. Hoping that Foresters keep the attitude up. With that being said, I hope the Foresters keep the attitude up and they keep the energy going and they don't allow themselves to fatigue or get lost in their heads and let their mind take over. Because it's all a mental game here. If you think you're tired, then you're tired.
Absolutely. And one thing we need to notice here, Foresters sitting right now at 11 kills, as are the Goshen Maple Leafs. Also, both of them sitting at 7 errors, and so you want to keep those errors down. Obviously, you see a lot of just hits on the net, a lot of balls just kind of sitting there and not being moved. Nonetheless, Eckrite, the leading killer on the Forester squad, adds to her total. It's 5 more, so another 5 set. That's the road to 700 right there, Abdul, and I'm really hoping to see it this game.
Yeah, we could possibly see it this game, Carson. We could possibly see it.
Also, we need only 2 aces for the Foresters, and the Maple Leafs only have 1. 20 digs for the Foresters, and right now, Foresters sitting at a .118 attack to the Maple Leafs, only sitting at .105 on their attack. So nonetheless, we need to see as we go into set 2 as the Foresters take the floor again. We see Bynum, Eckrite, Nagel, Butler also taking the floor. Takasik. And finally, we have Flickinger on the floor. As for the Maple Leafs, seeing a little bit of a
We also have Ingenito on the floor as well.
Ingenito on the floor, a late addition to the floor, nonetheless.
And for Maple Leafs there, we have number 5, Roar. Number 18, Ish. Number 14, Pennington. And number 6, Coop. Number 12, Coles. And finally, number 13, Breckville. Oh, never mind. We now have Clark on the field as well.
And we're going to see Roar go back for the serve. Maple Leafs obviously looking for a set win here to send this game over a little bit to at least 4 sets. As Roar hits it over to Cossack. Eckrite goes for another kill. Just a little too close to Coop there. Coop was ready for it. As Cossack gets it, Bynum goes for a kill. Clark right there to grab it behind the back. Great block there yet again. So the momentum of that ball down. Eckrite hits it over short. Another block there by the Foresters. Eckrite. Clark goes low with it again. Cossack keeps it live. Eckrite with another lead. There it is!
Beautiful volley there.
Woo!
Beautiful volley there for both teams. Way to go back and forth. And a great kill for Eckrite on that last play right there.
Absolutely. We're down to 4
Lewis
on the day.
now in for Nagel.
Only 4 away from that pivotal 700 mark. Gonna see Takasa hand it over. And just out of bounds, but nonetheless it will hit off the Foresters' hands. They had the block there, but the block elevated itself and turned into a point for the Maple Leafs. Currently sitting at 1-1 during set 2.
We'll see what the Maple Leafs can do in this set, Carson. I believe the Foresters are really ready to come out and make a statement here, especially tonight.
Eckrite goes for another kill, but Clark's right there. Woo! Perfect. That was perfect by Roar there, right where it needed to be.
It was.
That's one thing both of these teams have going for them. They're seeing exactly where the empty wood is, where the ball will not be retrieved, and they're hitting it right where they need to. As Butler takes it to Cossack to Bynum. Bynum with a little tap with their left hand keeps it alive. Foresters, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Flickinger not able to get there, but she goes. She wanted it.
They are saying that Flickinger got a hand on it. Flickinger, my apologies. She got a hand on it, so that'll be a Maple Leafs point. Now, if one you really couldn't tell, because if it would have stayed in bounds, you'd have been kicking yourself even more. But Bynum goes for it. It's going to be blocked there.
Bynum doing a great job of getting over this net.
You can see Cossack hit it over, and great stop there. Richie hits it over. Clark gets it. Gonna see set. Hill, and no, a little out. It is 4-1. The Foresters behind. Maple Leafs on a 3-0 run. And Cossack couldn't be there for that one. And Coach Herbert calls a timeout.
Great play here for Foresters.
Absolutely, but they did just give up a 4-0 run. What do you see from them, Abdul, that they need to improve on?
Well, spacing. Spacing for sure they had to improve on. They had to make sure that they're in the right spots. You know, you can't have any open spots on the floor. As you saw in that last play when you complimented Roar on that kill, on the bottom right corner, the floor was wide open. No one was there. It went right over their heads. They didn't see that, and it wasn't out of bounds, you know? So it was just a miscommunication, not really being at the right spot on the floor. So if they're on the right spot and they keep it consistent and they're able to just make sure they don't leave any open mans or open spots, then it'll be a different story. But we'll see what happens in the second set.
So we see Coach Herbert giving your team a lecture, just letting them know, like, hey, you need your head in the game. Right? You know, they have a one-set lead. And that can't be everything. This is a best-of-3 match here, so we need to see what we can do. Ekrai got another kill on there. So we're down to 4 for the Huntington leading scorer.
Seems as if both teams now about ready to go.
Yep, both of them returning to the floor. Gonna see the serve staying the same. We have Richie back to serve it again. She gets there with the set. Ekrai goes for a kill again. Butler, great block there by the Maple Leafs. Takasik with a great set tonight.
Lewis with another kill, unable to really kill it though.
Stays inbounds.
Her balance a little bit there on that hit.
Ekrai found where that one needs to be. Goes for the block. Bynum does at least. Goes for another set. Bynum with her signature tap. Ekrai goes for the block. Can't get there. Takasik is there. The Butler with the effort. Ekrai for the kill. Hits it just a little too far. Roar can't hit it in front of her. Roar hits it way out of bounds behind the back.
Beautiful volley there with both teams, I gotta say. However, Marple, actually, they brought up the intensity on that play, I felt like there. Carson, I don't know how you feel, but, man, I think they brought the intensity up a little bit.
I think they did, too, but Ekrai goes back to the line, right under the basketball hoop, runs across the Crossroads League logo and goes airborne right into the net, unfortunately. Forrester still down 4 as Ish goes back to the line.
Well, this is a common scene for the Foresters here. We always see them do good on their first set, and then the second set's always a little bit wishy-washy. But we'll see what happens here with Carson.
Butler keeps it alive. She hits it over the through her own arm, and Butler goes down with it, as does Lewis.
I gotta say, that was just some bad placing right there. Just not really able to counteract on that reaction, you know.
East goes back with it again. He's gonna hit it over. Butler is there to Kosick. Kosick sets it to Lewis, and Lewis cannot get there, but a great block there by Lewis and Bynum. Teamwork right there.
Great job of just putting up that wall. Like I said, they're doing a great job of getting over this net and getting their hands real high.
Ingenito comes in for the Foresters with Butler back to serve. We're going to see the Foresters serve it over. And that'll stay inbounds.
That was a great block there by Ingenito. She did a great job keeping her hands up and strong.
Most of the Maple Leafs thought it was going out of bounds. They didn't make the effort for it. Cost them in the end. The Foresters cutting this deficit down to 3. As we see, the ball's going to be hit over by Butler. Butler, another great block by the Foresters. Unfortunately,
Lewis just were unable to get that ball over the net. It hit the net right on top of the net. But hey, if it was able to get over it, it would have been a different story.
Small update for all of Forester Nation as we see a little bit of wiping, right? The Marion University Knights and the HU men's soccer teams just kicked off a pivotal match for this Crossroads League race, so we're definitely going to have to keep you guys updated on that one. We see Yance go back for that. Yance hits it over to Ekrai. Ekrai to Takasik. Woo! Clark gets the heater, but keeps it alive. Great stop there by Ingenito. Ingenito Metz keeps it alive. Richie's there, though.
Beautiful. Butler, beautiful.
Kosick gets it way back to Ekrai. Ekrai from pretty much the serve line. Way out of bounds. Coop. A little bit too much power. Foresters cutting in. 5-8.
And we're starting to see a pattern here for Foresters, Carson. We're starting to see that they get the intensity flowing on both sides here. And once the intensity is a little bit up on too much on the Marple side, well then, the Maple Leaf side, once they hit that ball, it just goes right off the line.
And Metz.
Attempting to save the ball there.
Not much you could do there, but another server. These servers are definitely costing the Foresters.
Nagel, now in for Ramel.
As we see Coop going back to the line. Coop goes airborne. Butler keeps it alive into the lights here at Platt Arena. Ekrai goes for another kill. Great block there. Butler keeps it alive, knowing that was gonna. Clark at the serve line keeps it alive. Pennington. Butler low again. Takasik goes for the save. Metz in the outside hitter position right now. Ekrai stays back and keeps it alive. Another great set. Metz right where she needs to be. Nonetheless, Coop's still there. Over to Roar. Roar hits it over to Nonetheless, the Foresters are right there. Out of bounds, and let's see what the refs call. And that'll be a Maple Leaf point. They are saying
point there.
they are saying that it did hit. Coach Herbert's going to argue the call, perhaps. She does agree at the end. She was confused if it really did hit. Nonetheless, Coop is there.
Well, shout out to the refs on that play then.
Yeah, they did great on that play. Coop's going to keep it live, but nonetheless,
There we go.
a little bit too far. Foresters down 4.
Flickinger now in for Metz.
A lot of substitutions we see for the Foresters, especially with the service.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's just a power move, like I said, Carson. You know, with a lot of substitutions, you change the way of the way the game flows, how the game is played, to confuse the team, and you never know.
No, stay out of bounds, but nonetheless, the Foresters on it again.
Yeah, Nagel there trying so hard to stretch, but just couldn't get it.
Foresters having an issue reading where if that ball's going to go out of bounds or not. A couple of them were going out of bounds after hits for them. And Clark sails it over to Eckrite. Great stop there by Ingenito. Going to see the Foresters hit it over. That was a point for the Foresters, I believe.
Yeah.
Nagel got a hand on that one. Butler takes a seat, as does Ingenito. We see
Bynum and Brandon Steiner come in. Brandon Steiner now serving the ball.
Just going to keep it airborne. Foresters down. That'll stay in bounds.
Flickinger thought it was just out, but the ref called it otherwise.
She did. That was a great call by him. I saw it too, right? He's even a little bit closer than I, so.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was in, honestly, Carson. Nicole fooled me.
7-12. We're going to see the Maple Leafs take a hit. Another low one, but Takasa keeps it alive. Eckrite goes to the block, not quite there. Clark gets it up after a great carry there by the Foresters. That was Takasic. Heads it over to Eckrite, but an error made on the court, another point. Coach Herber, some words with the officials, nonetheless has to encourage her team here. Allie Rohr goes back for it. She hits it up. Bynum and Butler collide. Eckrite goes for the kill. Not quite get there.
Beautiful.
Butler, Eckrite.
Forrester's doing a
great
job
stop there on the block, and that is another kill on the road to 700. We're down to 3.
Lewis now in for Nagel.
As Takasic goes back to the line. We're going to see the Foresters hit it over right there. Great block.
Nice block there for Foresters. Unfortunately, it wasn't for their.
That was Bynum and Lewis on the wall, and they could just not quite get there. As number 4, Ritchie, goes back in for the Maple Leafs and goes straight to the serve line. And goes right into the net. Foresters down 5 as Eckrite goes back for the serve.
Metz now in for Flickinger.
Some encouragement right behind us from the Forester faithful and the Goshen faithful. And Clark couldn't quite get the angle on it, but nonetheless the Maple Leafs teamwork there to keep it alive. Bynum goes for it, and a block will sail out of bounds.
Bynum doing a great job on that kill. Not even jumping, just strength, sheer arm power.
Yes.
Eckrite now with the serve.
Eckrite is going to go for the serve. Clark's right there for it.
Takasic unable to really get a good footing on that play there.
It was rather going to go down or off her hand, unless she dove for it, I think. And even if she dove for it, it would have been a little
bit wonky.
Yeah. So we're going to see Ish go back for the serve again. Sets it up for Metz. Metz right there. Nonetheless, Ritchie's there to save it. Butler got down for it, but
looked like she was breakdancing.
I think her entire bench was right there to say, hey, watch it, hold on. Let's take a step back here. Butler's going to go to the line, too. Butler hits it over a low one. Richie keeps it alive, though. Butler with a dive.
Butler doing a great job of saving these balls here.
Absolutely, and we're going to see Lewis kept it alive there, but Eckrite just a little bit low and in front of her. One thing, we talked about Eckrite's positive spirit before. Even after she misses a point, she comes back to the huddle smiling.
For sure, for sure.
She loves this game. Homestead graduate, only about a 25-minute drive here from HU. We're going to see the Foresters keep it alive here. And Butler takes a long travel over. Eckrite's going to be right under it. She's there, and woo!
Beautiful kill.
Right where it needed to be.
And like I was saying, Carson, it's again leaving spots on the floor open. If somebody was there, it would have been different. Nobody would have to feel like, oh my God, I'm going to collide with this person, you know?
Eckrite now at 698 kills in her career. And a block keeps alive. Clark right there. Nonetheless, Richie keeps it over. Takasik with a trick move. Get a little glance over her shoulder. Notice that nobody was there. Just decided to take it herself.
Great read there.
And Ramel goes back to the line. Foresters down 3 on a run. Butler keeps it alive. Almost like
by Butler.
Butler behind the back keeps it there. And then almost a roar went for a trickery. And they did not quite work.
Hey,
Spiked right into the net.
Man, you can't do it like Takasik. That's just it.
No. Butler goes to clean the floor off. This floor gets rather slippery. Nonetheless, down in Marion, Foresters and Marion Knights still tied up at 0. But right now, here inside Platt Arena, it's 14-16. Maple Leafs in the lead, but the Foresters on a great run. Foresters looking to close this gap here and win this set. We're going to see a zoomed play here as Ramel goes back to the line.
And here we see again now, another kill here for
Butler right where she needs to be. Eckrite back to Butler. Butler keeps it alive and sends it to Clark. Clark to Coop. Coop with a great spot there. Butler obviously frustrated nonetheless. It's a point and got to go back to the floor.
Yeah, Butler here just rubbing her foot on this floor, man. You got to give her the credit. She's willing to dive and kiss the floor if she needs to.
She's a strong player who she doesn't give up easily. I think we've seen that through her years here. Butler, only a junior here at HU. Excited to see what her senior year holds for the Forester team and her in particular. So we see Coop back to the line. Eckrite keeps it alive, sends it over to Kosick. Kosick gets it down. Great set there to Ingenito, who goes with a kill. Foresters down 2 now as Metz takes a seat. We're going to see the ref telling him, let's make a little bit more of a formal substitution here. Now Metz can take a seat, and Flickinger can go into the game and go to her service line, hoping for a 2-0 run here to get the tie. Foresters came back in this one, to say the least.
Flickinger now with the serve. Score 17-15 Foresters.
Butler keeps it alive. Eckrite goes for another kill, way out of bounds.
Yeah, Eckrite
a little bit aggressive.
There.
It's good from a player, but you still need to keep it in, as we see Ish come back into the game as Clark goes back to the line. Clark goes up with it. She hits it. Kosick right where she needs to be. And Janito hits it over to Clark into the lights. That'll be Pennington hits it over. Right place, right time again. Eckrite. And hits up the net.
Man,
it rolled over the net.
Man, they're not really able to get there, but she tried. I love the effort.
That'll be a timeout from the Maple Leafs. Gonna let these girls cool down a little bit. Interesting tactic here. You usually see the team who isn't on the run take the timeout to slow it down, but nonetheless, Abdul, what are the Maple Leafs talking about in this timeout right now?
Well, they got to be talking about spacing, and they got to be talking about just keeping the lead, just trying to figure out how to stop their offensive attack here for with the Foresters. You understand?
Absolutely.
So the score is now 19-15. Maple Leafs had the score. They had the lead the whole entire game, but like you said, Foresters are picking up the intensity, and they're starting to come back here. So if I was Maple Leafs, I'd just be talking about holding down and securing the defensive end, and just making sure that we shut them down as a team. You know.
One thing to point out, the Maple Leafs are at 23 kills to the Foresters 18. 8 of those coming from Eckrite. Nonetheless, the Foresters have got to be looking at that number and not being too thrilled with it. When you're being outscored that much in just kills alone, it has to be detrimental to the team. We're going to see Clark go back to the line again out of this timeout. Both teams had a breather there with some strategy, a water break, and Clark's going to go back to the line, takes a few steps up and hits it far back. Butler right there long, but Eckrite's going to go for it, and she's just going to be tipped off there. Eckrite goes for the block and not there. Great effort, a futile effort, unfortunately, by Flickinger.
Flickinger unable to really get there, but like I said, it was the effort. Like you said, Carson, it's all about the effort, man.
Clark goes back to the line. Foresters down 5. Maple Leafs on the edge of a set win here. So Eckrite goes for a bend to the net, a block actually.
Yeah, Eckrite now taking her time here. After that kill over everybody's head, I think she's trying to take her time to make sure she angles everything correctly.
Absolutely, Clark on a good run back at the serve line. Janito keeps it alive. Butler sends it over to Eckrite yet again. Eckrite finds the angle, hits it over to Clark. Clark to Ish. Butler, Eckrite. Short. Gonna see another great set there. Eckrite with and there it is! Another kill for her. Perfect angle. Foresters down 5 again. Eckrite's now 1 kill away from the 700 mark of duel. It's most likely gonna happen tonight, barring an act of God.
Let's see what happens. It's now 21-16.
As we see Breedensteiner going back to the line. She's going to hit it up. Going to sail over. East was right there. Kosick, Eckrite goes for 700. Not quite there. Clark stops it. Bynum misses the block. Eckrite. And there it is, Abdul. 700 on her career. Paige Eckrite has done it. What a milestone for her. But let's right now, deepest congratulations here to her at FDN Sports. Nonetheless, they still have a set to win.
For sure, they can't get too caught up now. Carson, I don't think Eckrite understands that she just completed a milestone in her career.
I'm not quite sure if she knows either. Maybe
However,
we'll have to let her know after the game.
For sure.
I think she's just focusing on winning tonight. She's
her.
not a selfless player.
You can't blame her.
She is a selfless player. She doesn't, they say there's no I in team, and Eckrite personifies that completely. And Bynum, another great block for her.
Bynum there, one in it.
We're going to see number 3, Laura Nagel, sit down in favor of Lewis with Kosick back at the line. Kosick hits it over to Clark. Clark keeps it alive. Let's see here. Eckrite goes for, going to be wide. Clark with the effort.
Beautiful save there for the Maple Leafs.
Roar was ready for it. Clark is going to hit into the stands. Almost into the camera. FDN Sports in 3-dimensional tonight.
Score now.
22-19. I don't know if Adam Weiner would be ready for some 3D technology. I think it'd be cool, but a little bit expensive. And I'll say out of bounds, Butler.
Bounds. Forrester now capitalizing on this opportunity here. Scores 20-22. Maple Leafs.
Remember, you must win by 2. The Foresters cannot slip up here. Looking for a 2-0 run.
see what the Maple Leafs do here. Beautiful block. Oh, man, and nobody was there on the floor.
I think Eckrite was looking for it, but could not quite get the angle on it. We're going to see Ritchie go back to the line again. It's going to be knocked off for a match point.
Oh, no. It's that communication factor here. Forrester's they gotta hit it on the button here. Come on. It's the make or break moment. That's one.
Do or die right here for the Foresters. Eckrite goes for the kill. Clark keeps it alive. Bynum hits it down. Butler will be there. Kosick sends it back. Bynum keeps it alive yet again, keeping this whole set alive. And the Foresters, simple slip up, lose set 2. We're now sitting at 1-1 here. So at the least we have 2 more sets. And the Foresters looked a little disheartened crossing the floor, but not what Abdul. What do the Foresters need to do better in the next set to capitalize?
Foresters definitely got to, again, work on their space and just make sure that they're focused on the floor. Don't leave any wood open, you know. Leaving the wood open just gives the team a chance to spike that ball, and next, you know, no, there's a point. Well, you can't blame anybody. You got to get to that spot. You got to make sure you're there. You got to make sure you're prepared. And that's just it for the Foresters tonight, I gotta say. But they're doing good. They're able to keep the intensity. They're able to throw it back up and just keep things flowing here. I'm happy for them.
Absolutely. And an update from Forester Nation: Caleb Sexton gets on the board early. 24:45 left in the match. The Forester men, or I'm sorry, in the first period, the Foresters are up 1-0 on the Knights. Right now, we're going to see a couple of team meetings going through. And what we need to see here from the Foresters is a little bit of a pep talk, if you will. They need to focus on, their spacing and what the best options for them going forward are as we see these team meetings going on. Abdul, what do we need to what do we need to see from the Maple Leafs? What do we need to see from the Maple Leafs this time around?
From the Maple Leafs, they from that last set right there, Carson, I got to say they're doing what they got to do. But if they keep doing the same thing they did in that last set, I think would be really good for them. Just a little bit more intensity, a little bit more focus right there. They're starting to pick it up. They're starting to kill the ball a lot more. If it keeps happening, the Foresters might not be able to keep up. But all it takes is just, it takes one person. So.
One thing that we need to see here, Kosick is doing great on her assist. And that's what we're seeing again and again from her, right where she needs to be, making sure the set is there for the killer. She's topping at 8.6 sets a game for a total of 634 sets on the year, and just expanding that number, leading the team in assists. That's what you call teamwork right there, Abdul.
Without a doubt.
Nonetheless, we're going to see what the Maple Leafs can do as they adjourn their team meeting about 30 seconds before the next set starts.
Here in Platt Arena, it's pretty hot here in Platt Arena tonight, Carson. It's pretty sticky,
now, Abdul,
muggy.
It's always hot inside Platt Arena.
You're not lying there, Carson. You're not lying there. We hope for better days, but we only get sweaty days.
Maybe Emberton will bless us.
Maybe.
Right now, what we need to focus on is winning some volleyball games. And Abdul, we're less than a month away from basketball season here inside Platt Arena, too. So lots of excitement on FDN Sports.
Without a doubt. Season's supposed to be good this year, Carson.
It's going to be a great season. A couple D1 transfers coming in. Some familiar faces for the Forester basketball, both men and women's. On that time, we'll be winding down volleyball season. Soccer season will also be winding down.
Seems as if both teams are about ready to go here. Flickinger now with the serve.
Flickinger hits off the net, and it'll stay alive, though, as Breckenville, if you will, right where she needs to be for an early set lead. As we see Jennifer Ritchie going back to the line. Ritchie hits it up. Butler.
And Ingenito again with another kill. Beautiful, beautiful save there by Maple Leafs.
And hits up the net. Ali Rohr dives under the net to try to save that, but could not do it. Now we have a 1-1 tie here as Bynum comes in, as does Breeden Steiner. In for, so we're going to see what happens here.
Maple
She is
Leaf
the
is gonna
specialist.
Wipe the floor here to make sure that after that last play, nobody's sweat was left on the ground.
One thing we need to focus on, only 2 seniors from the Forester squad this year. So the Foresters are coming back with a lot of veterans next year, and that will definitely help their team out.
Honestly, it's both of those. It's the same way for Goshen here. They only have 1 senior on their roster this year, so both teams have a lot of building and time to get better.
And both with first-year coaches, as Eckrite misses the block, and it goes down. A substitution, Clark sits down.
And we were talking about this earlier in soccer, Carson. When your team is young and you see potential in them, it just makes you even more happier. It's all about that foundation, and if you build the foundation, then of course it all works out. Maple Leafs unable to really get the point on this one.
Now we're tied at 2.
Great execution there for Foresters.
We're gonna see number 14, Mickey, coming in for one of the first times tonight, getting her minutes in. Mickey, a junior coming out of LaPorte, Indiana. Got Maple Leaf. Butler with a dive.
Butler doing her job.
Eckrite into the stands.
And it's still over. Oh, just out of bounds there, man. If they got it over the net, it would have been something special, Carson.
They got it over the net, just a little bit wide.
If they would have kept it clear, excuse me, it would have been something special.
It's all good. Now we're going to see interesting strategy by Yance there. Bounce the ball about to center court. And Eckrite with a tap, a floater. Clark keeps it alive. And
just a bad spike, a bad kill there for number 4.
Richie could not quite get there.
Now Eckrite now with the serve. We'll see what she can do.
Tied at 3, Eckrite. Eckrite goes airborne. She hits it over. Hits it to Coles. Eckrite and Butler kind of cross past there, but Eckrite gets a hand on it. Mickey hits it over. Can't get there.
For that kill, but just unable.
And it goes back into the net again.
Yeah, number 6.
Olivia Coop.
Just it's a bad kill there, gotta say.
Paige Eckrite gets to go back to the line with a Forester lead.
Forrester is now looking to capitalize on this opportunity here.
We're going to see Butler put her body on the line yet again, and it's going to go out of bounds. Mickey just hit it out of bounds. Tied at 4. We're seeing a little bit of a shootout here. Back and forth. As we see Olivia Coop going back to the line.
Coop now with the serve.
Coop hits it over to Butler. Butler right where she needs to be. To Kosick, to Metz. Metz, that's going to stay in.
Looking out for the reps. There's going to be 5 Foresters. Ingenito now in for Bynum.
We saw that ball just barely in the Maple Leafs, as did I. Thought it was going out of bounds. So now we're going to see Butler hit it over on a floater. Hits it, and a great kill there by Pennington. Got off the hands of Kosick, but it just flew backwards as number 18 Ish comes in for Coles. Then we're going to see Clark at the back line. Clark hits it over to Metz, and then Metz going to send it over to Mickey, but Mickey was not there, and Butler goes down for it. Yet again, not there. Butler goes back for the towel. We're going to have to see what this Forester team can do. As I mentioned previously, we're in a shootout right now. It's like point. A volley, if you will.
Not lying there, Carson.
So we're going to have to see as the play resumes.
And here we go, back to the action. Clark now with the serve.
And Mickey gets it low, but keeps it alive as it goes over to Pennington. Pennington keeps it alive as well. Mickey goes for another one, blocked. Clark right there, a little bit under. Pennington could not get the angle on it. Not quite sure where that one was going. A little bit of miscommunication.
Kind of let that ball just die.
He kind of just sat there. He's like,
it just kind of floated in the air, waited for it a little bit.
We're going to see. Ramnell go back to the line. She's going to hit it over to Coles, and Coles into Pennington. Pennington keeps it alive on a kill there. As Ramel goes to the floor to retrieve it, could not do it. Now Ramel's going to sit down for Nagel.
You can only imagine just like how many scratches and scrapes you get just sliding on this floor. Not even sliding, but attempting to slide.
Yeah,
on
there's
this
not.
floor.
You can't do much sliding. It's kind of just a stop.
Like they sound like a pair of shoes. Every single time a piece of skin just touches the wood, it's
Pair of sneakers hitting the court.
Tell me about it, man.
I don't know. I've had to play basketball on rubber floors. That's not too much fun either. Nonetheless, we're gonna see Roar go back to the line. She goes airborne. Eckrite, Cossack. Woo! And another great stop there by Ish.
That was a great
The
block
Maple
for
Leafs are taking command. Coach Crawford for the Maple Leafs obviously very happy with their team. That's going to go way out of bounds.
Great way for the Foresters to realize that, and not even make an attempt at that one. There's no point to volley a ball that's out of bounds now.
Absolutely correct. As we see Flickinger go back to the line from the corner, and she's going to hit it right into the net. Another surveyor there.
Honestly, Carson, these points are kind of going back and forth. It's now 7-9. Maple Leafs.
We are in a shootout right now. As we see, Richie hit it over to Cossack, goes to Eckrite, and she hits it inbound. Oh, Eckrite with a dance.
And of course, Eckrite did a great job there on that kill, looking for the open spot on the floor. And like I was saying earlier, Carson, it's all about keeping that wood clear. If that wood is not clear,
well, you're not getting a point.
Exactly.
We're going to see a hit off the net. Not quite there. We saw Hoop just kind of get a hand on it, and that's all about all it did.
Yeah, it seemed
just
like
kind of kept going.
Again, like you were saying, Carson, point, back and forth.
We're going to see Breitensteiner hit it way out of bounds.
This one's also going to come back down to the wire, it seems like. Now it's 9-10.
It is 9-10 as Ingenito comes into the game. We're going to see Ish back at the line. She hits it over to Butler. Butler right where she needs to be. Bynum is into the net. Obviously a little bit disappointing, but
Bynum looking for one of this. She had the flight. She had the height. Oh, man, just didn't have the power. She missed it. She hit the net.
11-9. We're going to see Foresters keep it alive. And Eckrite almost got a good kill on it. She hit it from behind the back. It kind of sailed right into the net. Now we're going to see Ish back at the line. Hits the net once again. Is the net higher tonight? But nonetheless, Eckrite gets it back up there. And it hits down. And Eckrite
doing her thing again, slamming it down.
10-12. Maple Leaf still in command as Ish takes a sit down after her serve there. We're going to see Cossack back at the line. Cossack hits the net again. Nonetheless, Cossack there. Butler, Mickey, Clark, kept it down and
Beautiful. That is how you kill a ball right there, Carson.
Absolutely.
You kill that ball, get the team confused. Everybody's kicking and boxing.
And Coop almost got a foot on it by accident.
Hey man, you gotta give it to Mickey right there. That was a great kill for the team.
It was a great kill for the team. We're gonna see what the Cossack can do. Can she tie it up on the serve?
The score now 11-12.
Cossack goes up with it as a floater over to Maple Leafs. And Butler on the ground again. Mickey with another great kill. She hits it off the block.
Mickey playing different tonight, I gotta say.
This is a great performance we haven't seen from her in a while.
Honestly, man, listen, she's playing with some intensity. She's out here trying to prove a point, man. Listen, if I were them, I'd watch out. Get out her way.
Forster's blocking the view. We're going to see Roar get it up, and then we see Coop just get it over Butler right there. Mickey for another one. Another block. It's going to fall down, but the Maple Leafs will be able to keep it up. And once again, that's the hardest thing to do. You know, when you see three people in between a ball.
You know, Mickey wanted to go for it, but she didn't want to give up the chance to kill it. So I think she kind of just let it flop. But hey, we'll see. You learn, you live, and you learn.
There was 3 girls surrounding that ball, so the fact of the matter is, Abdul, that could have been a very bad collision. Nonetheless, Eckrite goes for the kill. It's going to be slapped down by Coles. As Mickey goes for it again, Clark right there. Clark, Kosick, Mickey. Bynum, no, my apologies. That was flicking her, putting her body on the line. A couple Foresters did it on that play.
For sure. And it just goes back to driving the intensity. As you see the score here, 12-13. They're not trying to give this up easily.
Neither team, it's actually 12-14, Abdul.
Oh, excuse me. Great check, Carson. Great check.
We're going to see now, once again, her signature serve over to the Crossroads League logo inside the paint. Eckrite goes for the kill again. Clark keeps it alive. She's playing great tonight. Butler, Eckrite goes for another kill. Coop is there. Coop goes for the kill now. Off a block to Kosick to Eckrite. Eckrite off another block.
Beautiful save there by Butler.
Eckrite hits it back over.
Just missing it.
Not quite having the angle on that one. We're going to see 12-15 as Yonts goes to the Crossroads League logo and serves it, as Eckrite has to do a little bit of trickery. Bynum just missed it, and Eckrite hit it low over the net.
Here we go now to Mickey.
On fire.
Mickey killing bombs out here right now.
Absolutely. She goes for it again. Keeps it alive herself. Eckrite goes for it now, and it's going to be right where it needs to be.
What happens when you have clear wood?
You hit it down.
You hit it down.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, we have fun here at FDN Sports.
Do we not? Do we not? Oh, man. Score now. 13-15.
Maple Leafs in command, but they still, this game's a battle to the, so we're going to see Eckrite hit it over to Clark. Clark to Coop. Coop to Richie. Richie keeps it alive. Mickey, another one.
Coach almost wanted to come in here and play for her team. Beautiful passion. I love it.
Eckrite could not get the angle on it as the official points it in. Eckrite not sure if that one was going out of bounds or not. Having a little discussion with Coach Herber. Right now we're going to see Coop back to the line yet again. Coop's going to go up with it here. Eckrite hit with it. Kosick with it. Bynum right where it needs to be, and that one's going to go into the stand, into the Fear the Forest student section.
They weren't ready for that one. That's why she wasn't prepped on it. You know, if she was prepped, she would have had it.
Right now we're going to see Butler go back with it. Down 2. Butler hits it up. We're going to see the Maple Leafs. Butler goes low with it again. Mickey.
Beautiful save there.
Pennington was there. Butler's going to go up with it to Metz. Metz keeps it alive and just over the head of Pennington.
That's beautiful right there. Maple Leafs they're not doing a good job of countering on those blocks there, Carson. You know, they get the blocks and they tip it up, but no one's there to just pat the ball up and keep it serving.
Absolutely right. Butler's going to go back to the line, hoping to get that 1 point she needs to tie this game up. Gonna see a block, and that will go to the Maple Leafs. The tie is not quite there. Update from Indianapolis. The Foresters still up 1 over the Knights. 1-0. Foresters in the hunt for their second Crossroads League tournament win as
That's going to hit right the net. Clark just unable to give in that one right away.
just kind of sailed it right into the net. Can't blame her too much. It happens. Nonetheless, Ramel hoping not to make the same mistake, and she doesn't. She hits it over to Coop. Coop hits it over to Pennington.
Beautiful
Pennington
block
keeps it
there
alive,
for
and
Forrester.
Metz hits it, tries to get a block into the net. Did not have the angle on it, though. 16-18 in the shootout, as we see Breckenville come into the match now.
As we
with
had
Roar.
Nagel in for Ramel.
Roar goes back to the line, carries it over. Kosick hits it over.
Clark able to get that ball back to the front line. Ooh, oh.
Great effort there.
A lot of diving
Nagel.
there for the Foresters, but
And
Timeout.
Coach Herbert's going to call a timeout. What do you think Coach Herbert's saying in this timeout to her ladies?
well, I gotta say right now, I think she's saying like, hey, you guys are doing a great job. You know, you're keeping the intensity up, and you're definitely keeping the push. What I want to see
But we're
more
down.
of, yeah. But we're down, yeah, definitely. But what I want to see more of, indeed, is some more intensity, some more spacing, of course, and you can never get it with just the more chemistry and just building up the team aspect, having a great attitude. So that's what I would like to see more of in general.
Absolutely. And for Coach Crawford, she's probably saying, let's keep this lead. We need to keep the intensity up, and we're missing some key blocks, and we're sending blocks back into the net. Coach Crawford not having much to say, apparently, with only sending her team back to the court with only 30 seconds left in the timeout. Goshen Maple Leafs fans came down to Platt Arena tonight, encouraging their girls, looking for that set win.
For sure. It's
A
now
win
seems-
here, the Maple Leafs are only one set away from the upset.
Now it seems as if both teams are ready to go here. So we'll see what happens here. Score 16-19.
Coach Herbert sends her team back to the court with 7.5 seconds left in the timeout, almost using a full minute of it. NAIA rules are 1:15-minute timeout. 1 minute, 15 seconds. That was a great block by Ish there.
Yeah, I gotta give it to Maple Leafs there. They knew where the ball was going. They anticipated Ingenito's her kill, and they counted on it. You know.
Yeah, Ish is gonna hit it over. But Kosick does it, and Clark goes after it. Nonetheless, is not there. Coach Crawford getting into it a little bit with her player, letting her know what she did. She said she carried it a little bit backwards. Almost exactly what she did. Nonetheless, we're going to see Mel.
Wow. That was actually really upsetting to see.
It was a simple error.
So Clark, she kind of just ran into her teammate there and wasn't really able to get the ball.
Flicking her back to the line again. Hits it over. Hoping Maple Leafs not making the same mistakes as Breckenville gets the point. Off of a Forrester tip. Number 4, Richie goes back onto the court and goes straight to the serve line. We're going to see her hit it over. Kosick to Eckright. Eckright to stay back with it, and that's going to be a good block there. Coach Crawford excited.
Man, Coach Crawford kind of rocking those colorful Crocs right now.
Oh, I
man.
know.
I
I
was,
know. We need a Croc cam up in here.
Tell me about it, man. I'm enjoying them shoes.
She got some rainbow Crocs on. Quite the fashion statement. To Kosick hits it back over.
Beautiful save there by Aaron Butler as Foresters get the ball back over here with the kill there by Eric Wright, but Maple Leafs able to keep it alive.
Going to go into the stands here. Nonetheless, Nagel still took a run at it. 22-18. Maple Leafs in the lead with Coach Herbert with another timeout, encouraging her team. Now the Foresters are down 5 points. What are Abdul? Now they're on the brink of losing another set. What do they need to do here to make this comeback and possibly get a win on this set?
I gotta say, Carson, what they gotta do, they gotta focus.
They gotta
You know,
focus.
they gotta be persistent. If they really want it, they gotta be hungry. I mean, and I get, all right, most people not understand what that means, but being hungry means that you're willing to put your life on the line for this game, that you're willing to, win this set for your team and not just yourself. You gotta put the team ahead of yourself. And if they can do that tonight and continue to do that for the rest of the season, it would be an obvious different outcome for them.
Yeah, the Foresters in a little bit of a rebuild right now. The Foresters only able to pick up 10 wins in the entirety of last season. Right now sitting at 9 wins. So that's encouraging if you're a Forester fan, a fan of Forester volleyball. It's saying, okay, you know what? They weren't able to pick up 10 wins last year. They were in a little bit of a rebuild.
Yep.
And now they're already breaking with about half of a season to go on 10.
Yep.
That'd be good for them. So hopefully they can keep that up and get that 10th win tonight. Nonetheless, Maple Leafs looking to stop that, keep that 500 record away from them as Eckwright hits it up to Clark. Clark. As a carry there by the Maple Leafs. That's going to be a great stop there.
Ingenito doing a great job there, just slapping that down on the clear wood.
Ingenito. Coach Crawford showing a lot of emotion on the court tonight. She's an emotional, in-your-face coach as Breedensteiner goes back to the line again.
Yes, she is. Herbert and Crawford, I'd say. They're both very passionate about their teams.
Breedensteiner hits it into the net, giving the Maple Leafs a match point. I'm sorry, a set point. Now we have to see what the Maple Leafs can do.
You see their intensity now, Carson, too. You see they're rising up. They're ready for this game.
They're excited for this game, too. We're going to see Takasik do a carryover. Maple Leafs to close it out. Not letting that happen, though. Eckwright over to Ritchie. Ritchie. Hoop. Keeps it alive. Bynum into the net. Not again. We're going to see Eckwright keep it alive. He's going to go back to Eckwright. Bynum goes for the block. Forrester's keeping it alive, not wanting to give this set up. That ball was hit out of bounds, it appears. A little bit of a risky move there. And, ooh, Kosick able to keep it alive.
Beautiful save here by both teams.
And the ball goes into the net. Forrester's down 4 now with the match point. Still.
Now we have Brandy Mickey now in for Lauren Nagel.
She's been on fire tonight. Let's just say that.
They're trying to bring the heat, so you know who to bring in.
Oh yeah. Now they're gonna have to see if they can get 4 unanswered. You know, the slightest little mess up sends this game into match 3. Could be the deciding match and give Maple Leafs give the chance for the Maple Leafs to break their 7-game loss streak. We're gonna see. Gonna be hit over again. Butler keeps it alive. Over to Mickey. Mickey hits it on the net. And Bynum keeps it alive. And it's gonna hit the net.
All right,
That's set 2. Abdul.
Set 3. That's set 3.
Set 3. Thank you.
No
Thank
problem,
you,
brother. Man, that was an intense one right there.
Update from Indianapolis at Marion Knights, unable to score a goal, and now it just hit halftime, and the Marion Knights are down 1 to the Foresters 1-0. Right now, Coach Herbert obviously not wanting to give this loss up, as aforementioned. The Maple Leafs are on a 7-game losing streak, have not won a game in the Crossroads League. That's not something you want on your resume. To be the team who gave up the loss streak, and the Foresters on a 2-game loss streak, so they're obviously looking for a win. Let's look at conference standings right now for volleyball. Sitting at 4th in the nation, still undefeated, 21-0. Indiana Wesleyan in control of the Crossroads League in the NAIA. Obvious tournament team right there. Marion keeping second, receiving votes. St. Francis, Foresters had them here in Platt Arena last last couple weeks ago, actually. We're now able to capitalize. Mount Vernon of Nazarene sitting at fourth in the Crossroads League, 6-3. Grace sitting at 5th. Forest is also not able to capitalize against them, sitting at 5-5 in the Crossroads League. At 6, we got Taylor. Taylor not able to capitalize off of a few key wins. They're sitting at 4-5. Down in 7th, my apologies. We have Huntington at 3-6 in the Crossroads League and 9-10 on the season. Right below them, we have Bethel, the Pilots. Foresters have the Pilots coming up here soon. They're sitting at 2-7 in the Crossroads League. At 9th, we have the Goshen Maple Leafs on the court right now, 1-8. And in last place at 10th, Spring Arbor sitting at 0-9 at the Crossroads League and 4-10 overall. So nonetheless, they're looking for that. Looking ahead today, October 2nd, October 4th, right here in Platt Arena at 4 p.m. The Foresters have the Manchester Spartans making the drive, the very short drive. October 9th, they have Bethel. Bethel obviously fighting for that spot ahead of the Foresters. Then after that, the Foresters are going to be taking a trip to the Grandview Tournament. They'll be playing William Penn and Lewis Clark State and John Brown in Oklahoma City. Then coming back here to Platt Arena to play Taylor on the 16th. So a couple busy weeks, and then a road stand until October 30th where they'll have Marion here. And then on November 2nd, they're going to close out their home on Senior Day with Indiana Wesleyan. Obviously, that'd be a big upset right there on Senior Day if they can knock off Indiana Wesleyan, who may or may not still be undefeated when they take the Highway 9 trip up here to Platt Arena. As we see Allie Rohr go back to the line. Allie Rohr's going to hit it over here to Cossack. Cossack carries it over. Clark. And a great hit there. Butler right where not quite have the angle on it. Abdul, Force is already 1 point down as we see Allie Rohr go back to the line.
I mean, you know, as you could expect, taking that win on the last set there, you would expect that the Maple Leafs are coming back in this game intensified, ready, and excited.
As you can see right there, hit off the net twice, and nonetheless, the Foresters are there for that one.
Beautiful, beautiful hit over there for the Foresters. Tying the game up.
1-1 right now. And the towel comes out again. Right now, we're going to see what the Foresters can do. Obviously, this is a do-or-die set for the Foresters. A win right in this set for the Foresters takes them to a match 5, the deciding match. Place you don't want to be because then it's absolutely do-or-die. But right now, it's do-or-die for the Foresters.
Clark able to save that ball. There you go.
As we see right now, we're going to see Gabby Hall go back for the serve. We haven't seen much from her tonight. Let's see what she can do. She's a freshman coming out of Bishop DeWenger High School in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Greatest city on earth, in my opinion, but a little bit biased, I will say, in a collision towards the three-point line. Ekra is going to hit that one from out of bounds. She'll keep it alive, though. And a great kill there by the Foresters.
Foresters doing everything they can to stay in this game here, Carson.
That's what they need to do. It's 3-1, so hopefully they want to stay in this game. I think I'd be concerned. I think I would just hang up this headset if they weren't in this game. Gabby Hall with a great serve there. Definitely an aggressive player. We're going to see Gabby Hall go to the line again. Foresters taking command here. We might have to see a set 5 here tonight. Don't want to jinx it.
Without a doubt, Carson.
Now we're going to see that ball's going to stay out of bounds. Gabby Hall just a little bit too much power. She's going to take a seat back into the game. Ingenito, as well as Butler. Those Foresters looking to get to the bench. The referee says, hey, let's slow it down a little bit. We're going to see a little bit of confusion on the court. There we go.
Yeah, I think they just gave up on it. All right, let's see how it goes here now.
Now we're going to see
Maple Leafs now with the
Richie go
serve.
back to the line. She's going to sail it up there.
Amazing.
Eckrite.
Wow. Ooh. Now look at this. There we go.
Eckrite
now
again.
with the kill.
Going to see Richie keep it alive. Send it over to Coop. Coop hits it back over. No stop there. Way across the court to Eckrite. Eckrite hits it to Clark. Clark again. There she goes. And then we're going to see Breckenbill take that shot as Butler goes down with it. Bynum right where it needs to be. Woo! That was a good one.
That was right in between the legs of a defender right there. Bynum doing a great job on that accuracy.
She knew what she needed to do there, and that's what she did. I think my phrase of the night is right where it needs to be, and that's what these Foresters are doing. 5-2 in the cruise lane. Definitely looking for a little bit of a push here to send this game into set 5 as Clark keeps it up. Oh, and pretty impressive there. Flicking her on the ground, not able to keep it alive though.
But willing.
Willing,
That's
she
what you look
fell
for.
down, thought the ball was going to go towards the net. It didn't. Coach Herbert said, get up. She's going to take it again. As Eckrite lost her angle on it a little bit there, but she keeps it alive. Nikki, way into the crowd, hits the press table.
Doing a great job there. with
Right
that kill.
now, we're going to see Mets come into the game now.
We're flicking.
As Eckrite goes back to the line. Foresters up 3. Eckrite, couple steps up to the line, hits it over. Gonna see Butler take a shot from Coop. Mickey hits it again. Cossack keeps it alive to Butler. Butler to Metz. Metz from out of bounds. Nonetheless keeps it alive, sends it over again to the Maple Leafs. And a soft lofter there as Metz goes from out of bounds, inbounds. That's going to go way out of bounds.
Yeah, you saw that happening.
Did not, right when it left her hand, you kind of saw it coming. Right now, we're going to see Yonts go back to the line. A junior out of Holton, Michigan. Came down to Indiana to play volleyball for the Maple Leafs. We're going to see a little bit of suspended action here on the field. We're going to see her hit it over. Yonts. Bynum, and it's going to be point for the Foresters.
Beautiful, beautiful hit there for Bynum.
Bynum sits down as Ingenito goes back into the contest. As Butler in the back, 7-4. Gonna see the Maple Leafs keep it a hold. Koob hits one over to Cossack. Eckrite goes from far back. Eckrite and again. Cossack. Mickey again. This girl's on fire.
Amazing.
Somebody call 911. Right now, Mickey's sitting at 3 kills on the night with 15 assists. And Butler could not quite get the angle on that. Not quite sure if it was going to roll over or not. 8-5 here in Platt Arena. We're going to see Coop go back to the line again, right behind the Crossroads League logo. She's going to run up with it. Butler shaking off her mistake. And Mickey out of bounds.
Too much power there for Mick, but hey, you gotta love the effort. She's looking good when she gets up there, so her.
Too much power. That's indeed. Eckrite leading the team right now with 15 kills and 12 digs on the night. Flickinger with 18 digs, though. We're going to see Mickey again. This block is going to sail back down as Clark intends to hit it over. She does. Butler to Cossack. Metz. Clark. We're going to see what's going to happen here. Butler, that's going to be a point for the Foresters, as there was a little bit of an issue there from the officials. We're going to see Josephine Ramel come into the game for Mickey. Oh my goodness. Mickey on fire tonight. Ramel from the back line. And Clark, after a couple mistakes, keep it alive. Clark playing hard tonight. Butler to the net. Eckrite.
Using all aspects of the floor here.
Putting the net. Butler keeps it alive, sends it over. Eckrite from the parking lot. It's over the net. That was going out of bounds, but Yost still saved it. Didn't take the time to look at the line, but Metz will, and I'll say inbounds. Forcers, 10-6.
Here we go.
Wow. Even so, this Forcer team has passion right now.
Without a
see.
doubt, Carson.
We're going to see. I was going to stay inbounds, just on the line. It appeared to be tipped off by the Foresters. As we see Nagel come back into the contest for Ramel. Had a great stand there at the serve line. Tessa Clark going back to the line now. She's going to hit it over. Clark to Butler. Butler. Mickey. No, my apologies. That was, I'm so used to saying her name. Ingenito to Metz, and Metz cannot get it over. Got it over. Nonetheless, the Maple Leafs are going to get a point. I'm so used to saying Mickey's name. It's kind of just second nature now, I guess.
Hey, when you put on the performance, that's what happens.
Tessa Clark hits it back over. Butler. Cossack takes a carry there. And another great kill there by Ingenito as Metz comes into the game, and Metz leaves the game for Flickinger to go back to the line. Adrian Perez gets the ball over to Flickinger. We're going to see a little bit of suspended action here on the floor. We wait for the towel.
Yeah, Maple Leafs got to, wipe up the floor a little bit. Game's getting intense, and always in Platt Arena here, it's always hot. So
it's always hot. I think I have to be grateful, though. When October comes, as the Foresters got another point. But when I'm commentating in October for basketball season, I'll be in a suit. Right now, I'm in a polo and some shorts. I'm definitely grateful right now. But the good thing about basketball season, I'm gonna have to be in a suit. But nonetheless, it's gonna be fun.
Yes,
definitely looking forward to it.
Butler wanting that ball, going for the dive and all, but just not on a good angle.
Wanted it bad too. She was pounding the floor when she got up. Frustration from her. She's definitely a leader on this team. We see Roar going back to the line. We're going to see, can be hit up there. And Cossack goes over to Ingenito. Ingenito right where it needs to be in the wood. Forster's 13-9. Forster's in the fast lane. Butler takes a seat.
We'll see if they can keep this intensity up throughout the entire set.
And what can they do to keep up that intensity, Abdul?
Honestly, just keep doing what they're doing now. Playing a smart game, playing an intense game, being able to see the counters and attack on them.
And that's going to go out of bounds.
Smart game, allowing the balls to go out and not trying to do everything at once.
Absolutely. Right now we're going to see Hall back on the serving line. Had a great stand there last time. As Breckenbill can't get it over. Slowly though. As Tessa Clark goes back for it. And pays Eckrite with some excitement. And a timeout there by the Maple Leafs. It's 15-9 right now. Abdul, if you're in that Maple Leafs huddle, what are you thinking? What are you hearing?
Man, come on, wake up. Come on, wake up. Like, we had it. What's going on, you know? If I'm in that huddle right now, Carson, I got to say, I'd be frustrated as well. But I definitely try to be a leader on my team and tell them, like, hey, guys, we kind of got to wake up now. It's now or never type of thing, you know. This is the moment. It's 9:15. You're like, let's not keep the lead growing, you know. Let's start attacking.
Absolutely. And
they're still in this. They could still make it.
They definitely could still make it. But right now, we might be looking at a set 5. Little update from the Crossroads League. Bethel Pilots fall to the Grace College Lancers 3 sets to 0 sets. A couple close games. Right now, we're going to see what Gabby Hall can do with the line. Can she keep her streak going? Spring Arbor took a loss to Taylor. And we're going to see another stop there. Clark chased it down along with her teammate, Breckenbill.
Don't know what happened much there. It was confusing.
Gabby Hall goes back to the line again, still having a great stand. She's going to hit it over. A little bit of frustration from Coach Crawford, but the Maple Leafs are falling behind here. It's 16-9 here in Platt Arena. 17-9, my apologies.
Yeah, man, it's almost like they didn't win the last inning.
Gabby Hall with another one that's going to go into the net with some speed. As we see Jennifer Ritchie go back to the line. Let's see what she can do, and she sends it back over. Hits it to Hall. Hall. Eckrite goes for it. Goes straight to Clark. Clark sends it right over to Coop. Coop. We're going to see Eckrite go for it again. We're going to see Roar there to hit it over. Clark to hit it over, actually. We're going to see the ball. We saw obviously a little bit of disappointment as Flickinger thought she had it. She did not. She went down for it, thinking she was going to have it. One of her teammates tried to set it back to her. As Ritchie goes to the line again, as Takazik hits it up to Eckrite. Eckrite sends it over to. She was sending it over to Clark, but then it hit Roar, and it just flew right over. Forsters now taking a commanding lead. It is 18-11.
Mickey now in for Nagel.
Let's see what she can do. She's been on fire all night tonight. As we see Takasa go back to the line. She hits it over to Roar. Roar is going to take it for herself again. Takasic's going to set it over. It's going to be another stop there by the Foresters. Foresters in command. Life in the fast lane for the Foresters right now. Right now we're going to see Takasik back at the line again. She hits it up. Hits it to Clark. Clark right where she needs it to be. Breckenbill sends it over. Butler. Mickey again. And another great stop there by the Foresters.
Wow. Foresters taking this.
Breckenbill did not have the angle again. 20-11 in the timeout. Wow. Right now we're seeing, the Foresters, they're staying strong. Right now in the Crossroads League in general, in total aces, Jenny Takasik at 43 leading the Crossroads League, and Paige Eckrite with a lot of kills. Let's just say that. 257 starting tonight. Now she has much, much more. As we mentioned, she hit that 700 mark tonight.
For sure, man.
Now, what can the Foresters do to close this out to send this to set 5, Abdul?
Honestly, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. They can't get in their heads, Yeah, it's exciting and all, but hey, stay focused. Stay focused. Don't think for a moment that, all right, it's over, because it's not.
Especially we have another set coming up if the Foresters get 5 here. Right now, Eckrite at 16 kills on the night. Followed behind her is Takasik with 7 kills, and Ingenito with 6. Eckrite, obviously a leader on this team. There's going to be quite a hole when Eckrite leaves, and I'm excited to see how Coach Herbert is going to fill that. Now we're going to see Takasik hit it up. It's going to just sail over the net to Clark. Clark to Roar. Roar to Coop. Coop keeps it up. And right into the wood. That timeout definitely benefited the Maple Leafs.
Without a doubt.
As we're going to see Ish go back to the line. To the Foresters. 2 of 8 blocks on the night. Only able to get successful off of 2 blocks. So we're going to see what they can do. This Eckrite hits that one out of bounds. Abdul, you said it. This game isn't over. The Foresters cannot collapse here. Collapse for the Foresters means the end of the game. We're going to see Butler take it. Takasik sends it over to Mickey with another great one. Mickey keeping this team in the game as number 13 Flickinger will take a seat and Metz will come back in. And the Eckrite's going to take the serve here. Eckrite goes airborne around the Crossroads League logo around the line, barely stepped over. We're going to see it keep going. As a great block there by Metz and Bynum.
That was beautiful,
Man, she's on fire tonight too. She's like a wall up there.
Seems like Foresters found their rhythm again in this set.
As the ball goes way back, but Clark is there. And Richie's gonna keep it alive, and Bynum with a kill. The freshman with another one. Forester Nation happy to see that one from the freshman.
Now leading by 10.
Foresters can't get cocky still. We never know what's going to happen as Eckrite sends it over. See Mets go for the match point. That'll be set point. My apologies. Eckrite looking to close it out here. Eckrite close it out, hits it over, hits it to Richie. And it was an error by Roar. And now the Foresters are going to stay put, as are the Maple Leafs. Little handshake here at half court as we discuss the rules for overtime. Not overtime, the 5th set, my apologies. Abdul, can you explain to the viewers at home what set 5 means for both these teams?
All right, Carson. So set 5 is it's kind of the do or die type of set, you would say. Both teams are going to go up to 15 here, and we're going to see who wins this set. And basically, since you're going up to 15 instead of 25, it's going to be a lot more intense, and you could expect someone to go home pretty upset or the loss to be pretty crucial.
Absolutely, and what we're going to see here too at 8, when the first team hits 8 points, we're going to see the switching of the benches here.
Yes,
yeah, they're going to move to make sure no team gets an advantage. They're going to stay put. As the Foresters right now giving each other, they're after two straight set losses, it has to feel pretty good.
Honestly, I mean, you can't blame them. They're doing their job. They're trying to, stay in this game. They stayed in this game. Let's see if they can finish it out. Last outing, this how they finished. They went to the fifth set last outing, and they weren't able to close out. But this outing, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, during the 5th, and the thing about that Grace set that you're discussing here, it was a tough loss too, because as I mentioned before in the pregame, there was a controversial call on the court that kind of shifted the momentum of the game. It was 12-13 after a ball that appeared to go out of bounds was called as a block, and the Foresters lost the point. Were unable to recover after about 3 minutes of arguing and boos from the crowd. So the Foresters, you never know. The referees are only human, so we're gonna have to see what they can do. And the Foresters, they cannot let that collapse them. If they get another call they disagree with, that can't be the end of the set.
Like I've said, Carson, they just got to stay focused. The game's not over until the whistle. And honestly, they got 15 points worth of a set to go. So
absolutely,
let's see how they do.
Timeouts available for both teams. We're going to see both teams send out their rosters. Ooh. I don't know about you, Abdul, but after 2 hours of soccer and now 5 sets, I don't know if I'll be able to talk tomorrow.
I mean, hey, you're not lying there, buddy. We'll see what happens, though.
Well,
Been a
thank
long
you
day.
for, if you joined us for both games or just one, thank you so much for joining us here on FDN Sports. Quite a few broadcasts coming up as soccer season, volleyball season winds down, and basketball season begins. Right now, we're going to see both teams lined up, anxious for this final set. As you have mentioned, Abdul, it's going to be just 15 points, so the urgency is there now. You know, the Maple Leafs weren't even able to convert 15 points on the last time out. So obviously, it has to be something that they're thinking about. As Tukasik goes back to the line to serve. A little bit confusing. Tukasik looked at Coach Herbert and was like, hey, it's my serve. The ref said, oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, it is. He even apologized to Coach Herbert.
Look at that.
Nonetheless,
The beauty
here
of
goes
the sport.
Tukasik. Clark keeps it alive, sends it over. Butler right there. Richie was able to get over there. Mickey hits the net. Went up with passion, though, as Jans comes in, as does Coop. Maple Leafs sending in their best on those sets tonight. Right now, we see Hanley leading the Maple Leafs with kills as Bynum.
Wow.
He just a swat.
Yeah, that's almost like she swatted a fly because she didn't hit that ball, but man.
It just flew back down as Metz comes in
Touch those fingertips.
for Flickinger. As Eckrite goes back to the line. Eckrite hits it over. Hoop. Butler. There. Kosek, Cassette. Metz. Not quite there. Jans. We're going to see Kosek keep it alive again. Butler's going to send it over to Mickey again. Girl still on fire.
Mickey's doing her job, man. You can't stop this, Mickey Mouse.
No. That's what I'm talking about. And we're going to see another stoppage of play here. Oh, the towel was about ready to come out, but Eckrite handled it herself. We're going to see what happens here as Eckrite goes back to the line. She's going to run up with it. She hits it over. Let's see, Eckrite hit it over to Kosik. Kosik hit it over to Mickey again. That's going to say out of bounds.
You know what? I'm going to trademark it, Carson. I'm going to trademark it for the season. A Mickey bounce.
A
Okay?
Mickey bounce?
A Mickey bounce. That's
We'll
what
have
we're
to see
going
what
to call
Walt.
it.
I'm not quite sure what Walt Disney's going to think about that one, but if anyone from Walt Disney's watching, that's actually pretty impressive. Bynum on fire.
Bynum doing it. Even Page had to back up a little bit.
Eckrite felt the power.
Without a doubt, Forrester's giving the intensity and bringing the intensity. Come
Absolutely. We saw Coach Dave Schroeder. Hey, look at the Foresters. They're with Bynum's. Butler realizing this game's not over. Eckrite keeps it alive. Mickey on the Mickey bounce.
Go ahead. Listen, game's over. You have Mickey in the game. Come on now.
As Butler goes back. That's some Mickey magic right there.
There it is. There it is. The Mickey magic. Hey, you can't blame the players though. They gotta wipe the floor here. You know, slow it down a little bit. They're getting too sweaty. That's the fifth set. You know.
Fifth set. 8:54 at night. These girls are tough. All right, Butler bouncing the ball around. She's going to send it over after one step. Coop's going to keep it up as Coop goes back for the kill.
Ooh,
And
he's gonna save it.
Eckrite way back. Butler from the parking lot keeps it alive.
Save.
Butler again. Metz. It's onto the pole.
Tragic.
I don't think I've seen that happen in quite a while, but that
Yeah.
pole, definitely something you have to consider. That ball goes over without that pole there.
I mean, I didn't even know that pole was that strong, man. I can't lie.
I thought it was going to snap too, but Breckenbill goes back with it. Hits it over to Eckrite. Eckrite sends it over to, and a great kill there. And it hits the net. Holes. Clark almost collided with her coach.
10 more points needed for this set to be the match now.
Only 3 sets until a change of benches too. We're gonna see what happens here. As Eckrite hits it over on the strength of roll to forearms. Nonetheless, that'll stay a point.
Nagel now in for Ramel.
Eckrite has some words with Coach Herber. Good words, some encouragement on the court. That's what the NAIA is all about.
We have Richie now in for Coop.
And Richie goes straight back to the line. Richie, she's going to go airborne. Cossack carries it over herself. Butler goes low with it. Great stop there again.
Amazing job for that stop.
Just a little short. They're saying she tipped it. That's unfortunate. I couldn't quite tell if that was in or not. Nonetheless, Nagel tied at 5. That was Coles on that one with her 4th kill of the night. Fortunately, 1 dig away from their 100th dig of the night and 52 kills. 16 of those coming from Paige Eckrite. Right now we're going to see Richie back at the line. She's going to hit it over again. It's over to Nagel. Nagel to Cossack. Metz. Clark keeps it alive. Clark's going to take it from far back. Nagel keeps it alive to Cossack. Over to Ingenito.
Clark doing a great job of saving this ball for the Maple Leafs.
Absolutely. Ingenito back to Eckrite again. There we go. Clark did not have the angle on it.
It didn't seem like she had the energy either, honestly.
Right now we're going to see Flickinger go back to the line. Flickinger hits it up to Clark. Clark to Roar. Eckrite to Cossack. Back to Eckrite. My apologies, that was Janito. Cossack again. Eckrite goes for another kill. Not quite there. Richie takes a hold of it. Nagel there and could not get the angle. Flickinger obviously feeling that one, and she couldn't quite get the angle there as Clark goes back to the line. We're knotted up at 6 here. We're going to see Butler take it over to Cossack. To Ingenito. It's going to stay low. They're going to keep it alive. Richie's going to go way out of bounds. Whoa, Abdul, are you okay? You feeling all right?
I'm okay. That one kind of went over my head, but I'm good.
Okay. Got a lot of game left. It's going to be a shootout here. Must win by 2. Gabby Hall has had great serve stands tonight. Let's see what she does now. She goes up with it. Had a couple of them fly into the net, though. Let's see what she can do with that. That one's going to stay. It looks like it's going to hit off the hand of a Forrester. Coach Crawford thanking the official for that one. Gabby Hall doesn't take a C immediately. Unfortunately, Ingenito comes back into the contest. Maple Leaf ball, 7-7. Next point, we're switching benches.
Again, another tight one here, Carson.
It's been a tight one all game. Eckrite goes for it. It's going to stay down. Eckrite animated again. Foresters and Maple Leafs are going to move across quickly with some passion. Let's go, girls. That's the word from the Forester bench. 8-7. As we switch, quick update from Indianapolis again. Forester still up. It is 1-0 still. Caleb Sexton with the only goal of the night. 26:37 remaining in that game. Could be a big win for the Foresters men's soccer team with a win against the Marion Knights. Nonetheless, we're back here at Platt Arena. Clark takes it. I see a great block there by Mickey.
It's that bounce, man.
He's got that bounce, and Mickey goes for the kill. Woo. We're going to see that one fly. And a great kill there by Ish. Kind of had the angle on it right to the... And a little bit of confusion on who's going to be subbing in here. A little bit of confusion on who's going to serve there. As we see a timeout on the floor. It's 8-8. Abdul, what are these ladies doing good?
Well, I got to say, Carson, they're both doing good things because tie game means, tie skills. So, hey, at the end of the day, I think both teams they're doing good with keeping the intensity, trying to find the open striker, I'd say, and just making sure that they set up their teammates properly and just try to get the points flowing. They're doing a great job of keeping the team chemistry flowing and the sportsmanship as well.
Absolutely. We know that NAIA, the Crossroads League, and the coaches here at HU have strong, intensely strong characteristics for sportsmanship and athletic integrity.
Yeah, without a doubt, Carson, and we see that here tonight. Very, very much so, with both teams and just even like against the opposing teams.
Said right at the beginning of every match, the NAIA expects no profanity to be used and the strong, from the fans and the participants and the coaches, just sportsmanship. And that's what we're seeing here tonight. It's 8-8. Neither of these teams really willing to give up the win.
Yes, sir.
As we see Yance go back to the line. Yance does her signature, goes to the middle of the court, hits it over. Kosick is there. Eckrite goes for the kill, not quite there. Yance keeps it alive, sends it over to Richie. Richie, Kosick, Mickey Magic gets the point.
I like that one,
Mickey Magic. As we're going to see Tal come out yet again.
Here to buy some time here on the clock. Get a nice little breather.
After a quick Google search, Mickey Magic is not trademarked.
Well, you better go on it, Carson.
Run, as Paige Eckrite goes to the line. We're going to see Butler keep it alive. Mickey for another one. She saves it. Oh my, that was a third hit.
Yeah.
It hits off the net.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to give it to the Foresters on that one. That Mickey bouncing with the Mickey Magic.
They're going to give.
And now 5 points to this match.
Absolutely. We're going to see what Eckrite can do here. She tries to stand there. It's going to go way out of bounds. Maple Leafs only down 1 now. Right now, what we're going to see here, we're going to see Ish go back to the line. Eckrite keeps it alive. Bynum just short. It's going to roll off the net. Great stop, great effort by Breckenville there. Try to keep it alive. Clark comes back in for Ish.
Ingenito now in for Bynum.
Bynum had another great game tonight. She's on fire too. A lot of optimism if you're a Forester fan. As Butler keeps it alive. And Mickey Magic!
Look at that. That Mickey bounce, man. I'm telling you, listen. She saw that play, she read it, and she knew what she needed to do.
Oh, wait, what's going to happen? There appears to be a timeout on the floor. As there's a quick mop on the floor, too, but the Maple Leafs abandon the mop and go straight for the huddle. Obviously, crunch time here. Only 3 points away from taking a loss here tonight. Woo, I'm feeling some kind of way right now, Abdul.
Like I said, Carson, we can't feel excited just yet. We have
Not
game
yet.
to finish, It's 12-9, Foresters.
I don't know, it's just the nerves. I know Disney has a strong legal team. I hope I'm not. The good thing is it's spelled differently. I don't think I can be trademarked for the different
Hey,
spelling.
Man, listen, you got it, man. You got it.
I see the Foresters, some excitement. Both teams go back to the court with just 30 seconds remaining in this timeout. As Butler goes back to the line again, 12-9 on the board. Right now, obviously crunch time for the Maple Leafs. We're gonna see Butler hit it over. Hits off the net. Metz right there to carry it over herself. Clark takes it. Butler. Mickey didn't quite have the magic there. We're gonna see Butler take a shot from Richie. Eckwright sends one flying into Clark. A little bit of collision there, and Clark just could not have the angle. Clark obviously a little disappointed right there. Tessa Clark ran into her player. Then it appeared to be Breckenbill ran around the other side. And then after that, Clark just did not have the angle on it.
Yeah.
The Mob comes out with just 2 points standing in between the Foresters and a victory as Mickey gets some words from Coach Herber.
It was just unfortunate turn of events, if you ask me. But we have Butler now with the serve, so.
Butler only needing 2 points at the serve line to close this victory out for the Foresters. She hits it over left side, hits it over. Roar's going to take it. She's going to keep it alive. She's going to go into the lights here at Platt. Eckwright goes for another kill tonight. Butler keeps it alive, flies high. Eckwright into the net. Ooh, that victory for the Foresters obviously took a little bit of their momentum away there. Right now we're going to see Breckenbill at the line. She's going to do a little hop step there. Gets it over nonetheless to Cossack, sends it over to Mickey for some magic, and it's going to hit. Woo! Mickey Magic.
That was a hard one right there, I got to say.
Yeah, she slammed that one down. Mickey takes a seat, and the Foresters are excited to see her.
I might have, that one might have caught me in the nose a little bit with some of that magic.
Ramel goes to close this one out as Butler. Jennings, Metz to close it out, and she does! That's the end of this matchup. The Huntington University Foresters take the victory over the Goshen Maple Leafs. Wow, took 5 sets to get here. Abdul, how are you feeling?
Honestly, I feel sensational. I feel
Sensational.
great. It's a great feeling. You know, I could only imagine how the girls feel. Us fans at home feel amazing, you know. I mean, we took the win at the 5th set. Of course, we all thought that the 4th set was going to be it for us. But, of course, you know, our girls kept fighting. They kept in. They kept strong. I feel great, Carson. I can't complain at all. How do you feel, Carson?
I feel great. The girls definitely didn't give up tonight. They were strong. They were courage. They had courage. You know, they won that first set, and things were looking pretty good. They won that first set with some class, too. It was, let me see if I can find it here. It was 21-15. Then they lost 2 straight sets, 20. Then they took the third set with a commanding lead of 13-25. And that 4th set obviously ending 10-15, closing this game out. And now we're going to be joined by Coach Herber for an interview. Now we're going to be joined here by Coach Herber. We're going to hand her off the headset here. Coach Herber, how are you feeling right now? That's the question.
Well, my heart is beating 100 miles
Oh,
per
me
minute,
too,
so
me
I
too.
feel like I got to settle down here real quick to give you some good thoughts. But I couldn't be more proud of them. The reality is I'm going to go in there and I'm going to tell them sets 4 and sets 5, we were monsters.
Absolutely.
Our attackers went after it. There was no fear. They were aggressive, and that's what it takes to beat a team in our conference. So I'm extremely proud of my girls right now.
Absolutely. Right. A little bit of a discussion we had about the seniors. We only have 2 seniors on the floor. Paige Eckwright hit a milestone in her career tonight. Got her 700th kill of her career.
Oh my God! I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So obviously, you know, and right now we turned to court. We turned a phrase tonight. We said Mickey Magic. She had a great
Ooh,
game.
Mickey Magic.
Mickey
I
Magic.
love that.
And Bynum, just a freshman. What do you think about the future of your team?
Oh my goodness, that is a great point. Right now, we do have quite a few juniors on our team, but only 2 seniors, like you said. So we are young, which excites me for the future because these girls have done nothing but improve these past couple weeks. And I told them, I said, guys, if you keep improving like this, we are going to have an outstanding second round of conference. So I'm extremely excited. We watched Gabby Hall. She's a freshman. She came in and served aggressively tonight for us, put them out of system. Anna Lewis has done a great job for us on the right side, providing a big block as a freshman. And then Taya Bynum as a freshman, obviously quick to the block, but she has a lot of firepower in that little body.
All right, Coach. And now a quick turnaround here. On October 4th, you guys got Manchester. On the 9th, Bethel. And then you're off to a tournament, the Grandview Tourney. What's your strategy, and what's to pick up a few more wins going into these next couple games? What's the strategy for this team to keep winning?
Yeah. This week in practice, what we worked on, the number one thing we emphasized was our vocal energy. So in practice, we would explain to the girls, this is what vocal energy looks like in this drill. If we don't do it, we're going to do 5 burpees to remind us we have to do it.
Wow.
And it is amazing how it raised their level of play in practice. But when we did that in set 4 and 5 tonight, it automatically raised our level of play, made us more aggressive. And so that's exactly what the game plan is to keep focusing on that to the point where they're going to get sick of me saying it, but it makes us better.
Well, Coach Herbert, we thank you so much for joining us here this evening. We wish you luck the best this season. We're happy to see you back here in Platt Arena.
Thank you.
All right, that'll do it here for us at FDN Sports. I would like to thank my color commentator tonight, Abdul. I'd like to thank Paige, Shelby, Kobe, Dylan, Murray. We put 2 sets on for you tonight, 2 games, 5 sets, and what a great broadcast it is. And we also like to thank Lance Clark and Adam Widener for helping us put all this on. I'm Carson Watkins signing out for FDN Sports.